Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, how are you? I'm so excited to be here. I feel like I have not been on live in forever. Now, let me get my, I don't know why I didn't do this before, but let me get my mic in front of me. I'm excited to be here. It is April 2nd, and we just ended the 6th, March 16th through the 18th. Y'all heard me talk about the 6th Speaking Industry Expo for the last year. I cannot believe it was a year, but yeah, for the last year, I have been talking about the 6th, and it finally happened. It was amazing, and I just want to talk about it. I want to share with you, some of the behind the scenes and lessons that I learned. And more importantly, well, not even more importantly, but equally as important, what's next on the horizon for me and for you with me. And I know I don't have my usual background. I moved. So many things happened while I was planning the event. But one of those things is that I moved. Hey, Keisha, I moved. And so my office is not set up. I haven't figured out what I want to do with my office. So I have my virtual background up. The lighting, it's a little overcast today. So I'll be like, you'll see like all these fuzzies around me, but don't worry about it because tech ain't gonna make me it's not gonna hold me back. So yeah, if you see this photo behind me, these are the amazing women who were in the room at the 6th in March in Atlanta. And before I dive all the way in, I do want to say some public thank yous, and I've said them to the people, and I've said them, on numerous videos that I've done here. But now that it's all over, now that the 6th is all over, and these people helped me to make it happen, I want to make sure that I acknowledge them at least one more time. So first and foremost, I want to thank my sponsors. So I want to thank Go High Level, who was our presenting sponsor and who from the very beginning was all in. Like as soon as when I reached out to Go High Level and I told them what I was doing, they were all in. So I want to thank them for being our presenting sponsor. I want to say thank you to Verizon Business for also being a sponsor, and not only just being a sponsor for the event, but also sponsoring my dear friend, Precious Williams, as the speaker. Hey, Sean. As one of our speakers at the event, and she slayed the stage. If y'all have ever seen Precious, if you've never seen Precious, you need to see Precious. But she slayed the stage, and she was talking about pitching. So it was Fix My Pitch, and she did a couple of pitches, fixed some people's pitches live at the event. So this was a really interactive experience. This wasn't one of those things where you just come and sit down and just, watch what was going on. I want to thank our sponsor, Collective, who was amazing, who was on site. And what I love is that the sponsors were all on site. They were all in, and especially Collective, and Nick Knight, who is the VP of marketing. He got the nickname from us, Nick at Night. He didn't think he was coming for that, but Nick got the name Nick at Night. We love Nick. I was able to do for our mogul day, I did a fireside chat with Nick, and and then he also did a presentation during our general admission on day one. Yeah, on day one, talking all about making sure that we have our numbers in order, that we have our books in order. So, collective is who runs the back end of my business, the finance part of my business. So, um, they were awesome. So he was there, and we did this little video and dance, and of course Nick was all in on that. I want to say thank you to Workplay Branding. So this amazing picture that you see behind me was taken by Workplay. They took so many amazing photos. So they were our official brand content partner. I cannot wait to see the videos. But Lyric and her mom, Dr. Tracy, they came and they spoke on the stage. Lyric spoke on stage, but both Dr. Tracy and Lyric were in person. And yeah, the pictures are amazing. So if you need your brand photos and all that kind of stuff done, go to Workplay and check them out. And then I want to do a special thank you to my dear, dear friend, Deani Winter Funday, who is the founder and CEO of Winter Immigration Law Academy, the Immigration Annex, because she was the sponsor for our pink party. So thanks to her, we were able to have a good old time. And the pink party was so much fun, y'all. Like we had everyone wore whatever shade of pink, but we had such a good time. And our party was so good that the people who were in a meeting in another conference room heard all the music and they said, "Can we come in here?" So they did. They came in and they joined us, and we just had a fantastic, fantastic time. I want to say thank you to my beautiful, crazy, amazing MC, Sharonda Brown, Sharonda LaShawn, as you see her in the comments. She was amazing. So Sharonda is my client, my friend, my MC. She emceed our iconic talks in 2024, and I brought her back so that she could MC the sixth, and she did not disappoint. Energy high always, and everybody loved her, and she did a fantastic job. I want to say thanks to Rhonda White. Rhonda is my conference architect. She was behind the scenes helping me pull everything together and keeping me sane. Because if you've ever done something like this big, a 3-day in-person conference in another state, the state you don't even live in, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And so Rhonda kept me in check. I see. I want to thank all of my Iconic Talks speakers. So we had 6 amazing women on stage for our Iconic Talks showcase. So I want to say a shout out to all of them. So we had Adrienne Reynolds, we had Stacia Crawford, we had Dr. Renee Baker, we had Keisha Hickson, we had Nicole Smith, and who am I missing? Oh gosh, I always do this. Like I always miss like the one person. Okay, wait. Let me say. Who was it? Y'all don't kill me. Okay, wait. We had Nicole Smith. We had Stacia Crawford. We had Keisha Hickson. We had Adrienne Reynolds. Oh, Deloria Nelson Street. Oh my God, Deloria, don't kill me. D, do not kill me. Okay, Deloria Nelson Street, Dr. Renee Baker, and Adrienne Reynolds. So we had those 6 amazing women on the Iconic Talks stage, and stick around because I have an announcement about Iconic Talks. And let's see if there's anyone. Oh, and everyone who showed up. Everyone who showed up in the room and showed up for themselves, I want to thank you. So I think I got all the thank yous, and obviously my family and all, everybody who put up with me. And I want to thank myself. I want to thank myself. Yeah, I did. I got Deloria. I want to thank myself. So, all right. So let's talk about some of the lessons, because there's lots of things that I learned, not just about like running an event, but also learned about me. And before I do that, because some of you might be watching and don't know who I am, like, who is this crazy chick? But I'm Kelly Charles Collins. I am the founder and CEO of Octagon House, which you'll learn more about, and Speaker Moguls. And I work with accomplished women to really help you get positioned, packaged, and priced profitably. So many of us come out of corporate. We are highly credentialed. We've done all the work. We've done all the things. We have made lots of money for other people. It's now time for us to leverage all of that expertise and that badassery that we have to make money for ourselves. And so that is my mission going forward. Octagon House is my new venture, which is really my legacy work and what I will be focused on going forward. So, yeah, just sit tight, jump on in, and let's talk about some of the things that I learned in planning this amazing event. So, one of the very first things that I want to talk about is that your vision is your vision and your vision is your responsibility. So, I mentioned at the top of the hour that I got this vision like a year ago. So when I was at South by Southwest in March of 2025, after walking through the exhibit hall and just attending some of the other sessions, all of a sudden, like, I got this thing that dropped in my spirit that said I needed to do something like this, something major like this, for women in the speaking industry, for speakers, trainers, coaches, and consultants. And originally, the idea was that I wanted to disrupt our industry because I feel that our industry exploits women speakers, particularly Black and Brown women speakers, in terms of underpaying us, undervaluing us. And so that was the whole idea. And I wanted to really disrupt. And so I put that vision out there. But what I learned about the vision is that sometimes the vision comes to you in one way because it's getting you to open your mind to the possibility of something. But as you work through the vision and as you start to work on executing on the vision, that vision may change. So you have to, even though it's your vision and it's your responsibility, one of the things that you have to be open to is actually morphing the vision or morphing into the vision. And what I realized is that I started out thinking, oh, I want to disrupt this industry. I really want to like make a change in the industry. But what I started to learn over time as I started to build the event is that it wasn't the industry that needed to be, the industry does need to be disrupted. However, we who are a part of the industry, the Black and Brown women who I'm concerned about, right, who are really at the focus of all of this, we needed to be disrupted first. We needed to understand that we weren't showing up as powerfully as we should. We were not showing up positioned well. We're not showing up packaged well. We're not showing up priced right or profitably. And so I had to start changing the vision. And for me, it was a little frustrating because I was like, you know how they say, if you build it, they will come. So I put this thing out there and I'm like, I know people are upset about this industry. I know that they'll show up, and people weren't responding to it. And so I kept tweaking the message until like the vision started to get clearer and clearer and clearer for me. So the thing I want to say to you about that is, don't be afraid that it, like, you have an idea and it starts one way and you have to then tweak it so that it gets to be where you want it to be. And it can be scary because, yes, like I'm saying, I'm having this big, 3-day event and I start out here and, it's going to be this. And now I'm morphing it. You get scared because you think, oh my God, am I changing it too much? Am I just making people confused? Whatever. You just got to go with it. That's what I've learned through this, that I just have to go with what my mind is telling me. And so I want to share that with you, that when you have the vision, it is your responsibility. And so your responsibility is to take the vision where it takes you, right? Like, ride that vision out, like ride it till the wheels fall off, but make sure that you stay on top of it. And when it tells you to shift, right? And don't be afraid to do that. So I want to say that about your vision. Now I want to go back to something that I just said about, if you build it, they will come. That's not true. That is not true. And I figured that out, right? If you build it, some people will come immediately. When you build it, some people will just latch on immediately. They'll get it immediately, but others will not. But here's what I did learn, and what I think is so wonderful about leaning in to your vision and like not letting go, even when the times get tough, just not letting go, is that when if you build it, the right people will come. And that's exactly what happened at the six. So when I had the first vision of the six, I was thinking that it was going to be this huge event. I wanted like 250 people in the room. I wanted this really, really big event. And I started to get nervous and sad and disappointed and frustrated when the tickets weren't selling the way that I wanted them to sell it. When, I was like, man, people ain't buying these tickets, and the room wasn't filling, and November was coming because originally this was supposed to happen in November of 2025, and I just had to keep going because I knew that this room was going to be powerful. And what happened is that we had what, less than 50 people in the room, but they were the right people who were in the room. And not only um if you build it, the right people will show up. If you build it the right way, with the right intentions, with the right vision, with the right focus, not only will the right people show up, the right people will bring other right people. So one of the great things about being in the room was seeing people who brought people with them, or who told people like, you need to be in this room. That's what this is all about for me, in terms of Black women and Black women experts really supporting each other, really collaborating, really coming together, really uplifting each other. And so, to watch, people say, oh, well, I knew about it because she told me, or she told me to come. And that was so wonderful to experience. And so you don't have to have 1,000 people in a room. It's great. Like, I'm not saying I would never want to have 1,000 people or 50,000 people in a room, but don't despise small beginnings, and really lean into whoever shows up. Don't worry about the fact that, it doesn't look like everybody else's room, and, they have like, wall to wall people. It doesn't matter. What you need in the room is the right people. So if you build the right room with the right intention, the right people will show up. And that's why you'll see us cross the top, and you'll hear me say, the rooms we build determine the wealth we create. And the wealth we create is not just money. It's relationships, it's legacy, it's emotion, it's abundance, as Dr. Renee Baker talks about abundance unleashed in her new book. It's all about that. And so I just want you to know that whatever you're building, even if the vision was much bigger and it's turning out to be that it is a much more curated space, lean in, because it's gonna, listen, I'm telling you, just lean in. All right. The other thing I want to talk about is ask and you shall receive. So, we've heard these sayings all the time, ask and you shall receive. Well, ask and you shall receive. Yes. And so when you have visions like this, when you have ideas like this, there are people who you think you've been in their corner, you've supported them, you've done all the things for them, you would ride for them. And so you anticipate that when you have something, that they're going to do the same for you. It's not always true. That's the reality, is that it's just not always true, right? Not everybody is going to show up for you. Not everybody is going to help you, no matter what you have done for them. You cannot take that on, and you can't be dissuaded from doing what you need to do because of it. My team, I will. So this is who the team that I had that planned this entire event. Me, Sharonda, Rhonda. That's it. On the day of the event, then we had other team members, and we had volunteers. Carry On and Tamara were volunteers for us. Hey, Stacia. But who planned this entire event? Yeah. Those people that I just told you about, and essentially me, right? I design things. You just got to do what you got to do. Like, if you don't have a whole team, if people aren't leaning in, and you know that you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, you just got to get it done. And I'm a get it done kind of girl, right? And so, when I put out in the beginning, and I like had a whole list, like a specific ask list, and I asked people to help and they didn't, Listen, I can't not do what I'm supposed to do. I told you in the beginning, it's your vision, your responsibility. This was my vision. It was my responsibility to execute, not other people's. And what I was doing was asking for help because it's something that I don't like to do, but I went out of my comfort zone to do that. And some people did, and some people didn't. Don't worry about the people who don't. The other thing about ask and you shall receive, though, is that there are people who will lean in. For example, my sponsors, I asked, like, I just went out on a limb and I was just like, hey, I don't know any of the people, didn't know, right? I just reached out and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the vision that I have. This is the mission that I'm on. This is how I'd like to partner with you. This is what it's going to look like, right? And you have to just keep asking. So you may ask and get a yes, you may ask and get a no, you may ask and people just ignore you because that happened too. Do not worry about that. Do not let that dissuade you. Do not let that stop you from doing what you're doing, and just do it the way that you feel that you should do it, right? And it can get done. It may have to be scaled back. You may not be able to do all of the things that you want to do, but that doesn't mean that you cannot put on an amazing, amazing experience, even if it's just you. Even if it's just you. I know people who put on these events and they have like all these people and all these. I need all that. I knew what the vision was. I knew what it was supposed to feel like. I knew what I wanted people to feel like when they got there, when they left, while they were there, before they got there. And that's what I designed it around. And I didn't need anyone to tell me how to do that, right? Because it's my vision. So I want you to really think about that. Ask and you shall receive, but sometimes you won't. And when you ask, just be direct. Don't beat around the bush. Don't be like, oh, you're not. No, here's what I need. Can you support me? If they say yes, great. If they say no, great too. Just keep it moving. There'll be somebody else, right? Let's see. Oh, tech happens. Tech happens, y'all. Okay, listen. So the six was billed as the first ever AI wired business incubator for Black women experts. And it was totally AI wired. What does that mean? It means that I built a mogul operating system consisting of custom GPTs that have specialized workflows that take you through different pieces of your your process as you're developing your expertise based business. And so during the six, we were using, it was set up so that we would use three of those GPTs during the sessions because I wanted to make sure that the incubator sessions were implementation. So if you see pictures, I'll show you some of the pictures, but you see pictures, everyone had their laptops. So everyone had to bring their laptops because I wanted to make sure that we were actually doing the work while we were there and they would leave. So for the sessions, I would do a PowerPoint presentation and then they were supposed to use the AI tools. Yeah. The AI tools were like, really? That's what we're doing? Yeah. So they decided that they didn't really want to work. So they worked for some people the way they were intended. And then it worked on my phone, but it did not work for the majority, I will say the majority of the people in the room. So now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I created this thing. I've built the event as this. I've told you that you're going to get this. And now we're sitting in the room. And because everybody is on the same Wi Fi, my AI team is kind of hallucinating and doing its own thing and not taking people through the workflow. So, what do you do? Well, I could have panicked. I could have gotten upset. I could have, been just like in a whole mess. But no, that's not what you do, right? Because tech is going to happen. It just is going to happen. And so you have to just go with the flow. And one of the things that always, yeah, so see, like Stacia said, mine worked on my phone, but not on my laptop. And the reason is because the people, Stacia, the people who actually got it to work weren't using the hotel Wi-Fi. I think that's what happened. So it wasn't interfering, right? And so what I always tell speakers that I work with and my clients is that when you are on stage, your responsibility is to the audience. It is never about you. Like it is never about you. So I had to make sure that that moment was not about me. Yes, I know that they work because I tested them for months, like multiple times, multiple times, like over and over and over again. I tested them, so I know that they worked, and I know that they would work and according to how I built them. However, I didn't know that I would have a problem with the Wi-Fi with everybody being in one room. So I'm not going to freak out because I have an audience in front of me who is expecting something from me. So what do? You have to learn to adjust in the moment. You have to learn to pivot in the moment. So we did a couple of things. One, there were certain people like Stacy just said she was able to do hers. So people who could get on, they were working on it. There were others who could not get on at all. They kept trying, right? People, I didn't, I mean, I'm sure it was a little frustrating for people, but we had created such an atmosphere of camaraderie in the room that I think people just, like they knew it wasn't like, they were trying to, like they were getting screwed over or whatever. Um, and so the other thing that I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to bring people up on stage. So I brought people on stage to go through the process so that everyone could engage and see what we were doing and know that this is what was going to happen. But again, that's still not enough, right? Because I've said this is something that you're going to leave with. You're going to leave with your own, not just that you're going to watch somebody else do it. And so I had to think on my feet. Okay, well, how can I make this right? How can I make sure that everyone who is in this room and who was promised that they would be able to work with these tools and get their reports do that? So on the break, I went back to my I went back to my room. I opened up my calendar and I said, "Hey, if you are not able to get on and use the AI tools, book a time on my calendar and I will walk you through it step by step." And I also originally was going to remove access to the tools at the end of the conference, and I extended it for 2 weeks, right? So that people had the opportunity when they got back home. And what happened is when people got back home and they got on their own Wi Fi, ding, 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 it worked, right? It worked. But I still had the conversations with many of them, right? They still stayed on my calendar and I still had the conversation. I shared this story because I want you to understand that tech is going to happen and you cannot freak out about it. You cannot act up. You cannot complain. You cannot, you can't get out of sorts over it because it's going to happen. The lights are going to go out. The PowerPoint is going to go down. You're supposed to know if we're the experts and thought leaders on these stages, we're supposed to know our stuff. So PowerPoint or no PowerPoint. AI or no AI, Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi, whatever it is, we should be able to adapt and still are on the journey because the room is about not about you ever. So I don't care what happens. So I just want to say that, like, really learn how to adapt and adjust in the moment. Everyone got what they came for. They may not have gotten it right in that moment as it was promised, but they got it. Right? Because I wanted to make sure that that happened. I am a person that I will give you my word. If I give you my word, I'm going to make sure that I follow through on it. So we did that. And that was really, really an awesome experience. Another thing for me, as I was planning this, one thing, I'll say this was the hardest part was to keep going. The hardest part was to keep going when things weren't going well, or I felt that they weren't going well. I felt that, hey, Cindy Jean over there on Instagram. I felt that things weren't going well, or they weren't going the way that I thought that they should go, or maybe I asked somebody for help and they, didn't help. So you got to keep going. You can't don't give up. You have to keep going. You have to, just keep it moving and understand that whatever you're building, build it the way you want to build it. Like I built this conference the way I wanted to build this conference. And one of the best parts for me, the whole thing was just amazing. The whole thing was amazing. But one of the best parts of the conference that I really enjoyed watching, because I got to be an observer in the moment and I wasn't participating in this piece of it, we did an exercising, a collabosourcing exercise. And collabosourcing means to leverage your expertise, resources, and relationships to build your business, your brand, and your badassery. It is my way of how we network. And so, what we did was we gave the women prompts and then we put them in different groups. We gave them 8 minutes and they had to work through these prompts. And y'all, they did not want to stop. Like, they did not want to stop. They just wanted to keep talking to each other. They wanted to keep getting to know each other. And for me, that was such a beautiful experience to watch, because that's what this is all about for me. This is all about bringing women together to understand that there's so much power, especially Black women, that there's so much power that we have. There's so much leverage that we have. There's so much expertise. There's so much influence. And if we really learn how to come together and really harness all of that and really leverage all of that, we could move so much faster and elevate at such a rate that people wouldn't even people can't even fathom, right? And so, watching that part of the experience to me was so heartwarming, because it was what I had envisioned. It was that space where we didn't just come to a conference to get information. We actually came together to learn from each other, to lean on each other, to see how we could do things together. Some of the women have already done stuff together. They've met up, they, have accountability. They've told me like this in these phone calls. And so it's such an amazing experience to again like have this vision a year ago, watch it come to fruition, and then watch the growth, like the outgrowth from what you created. Because like Sharonda says to me about like a ripple, and she talks about the fact that she's always watching me, and she learns, and Sharonda will implement. Like, if Sharonda hears me say something, or if I say, Sharonda, think about this or do this, like by tomorrow it's done. Like it's done, and it's even bigger than I thought. But what she always says to me is that there's a ripple effect, right? Because I may impact Sharonda, but Sharonda is going to go impact other women. They're going to impact. So there's a ripple effect to what you do. And that's why it's so important to go back to the very first thing that I said, which is that it's your vision, it's your responsibility, because it was given to you because God, the spirit, whoever you believe in, your higher power, yourself, whatever, believes that you are the person, you are the steward of that vision for other people. And so we just have to lean into it. So those are just some of the lessons and stuff that, for me, there's lots of other stuff, but, those are like things that I wanted to bring up. But I also have to share with you now that this is just the beginning, right? Because I had that vision, but along the way, inside of creating that vision, then I had another vision. I had another vision of what's next. For the past probably year and a half, I have been on this journey of trying to understand what brings me joy in my work. I was a trial lawyer for over 2 decades, and that brought me a lot of joy in terms of being in courtrooms. And then I, started speaking and started working with women experts, and watching them brings me a lot of joy, and working with them brings me a lot of joy. I realized that putting people on stage when I did iconic talks, like that brings me immense joy to see women on stage really showing up. But what also the six and, just putting this together solidified for me is that I like creating rooms. I like creating spaces. So that's why I say the rooms we build determine the wealth we create, because I understand the power of rooms. I understand the power of proximity. I understand the power of being in spaces where people are working together to elevate other people. And I had to decide, what does my business look like going forward? Does it look like what I've done before in terms of having mentoring groups or anything like that? What does it actually look like? And it took me a while. It took me a long time to figure out what that looks like. And what it actually looks like is what I launched at the six, and it's called Octagon House. That's what it looks like. So, what I'm going to show you a couple of things because this is what's next. It's multiple things. So you can see speakermoguls.com across the screen, and you can scan the QR code and you can go to where I'm going to take you. I know people tell you don't tell them a whole bunch of stuff because listen, I know the people I work with are smart, y'all smart, and not everybody starts in the same place or is ready for everything that is out there. So what I want to show you is for me what's next. And so if you missed the six, I'm sorry. You can go on speakingindustryexpo.com and see some of the pictures. But if you missed the six, I'm sorry. Don't miss it again because it's coming up next year. But there's some other stuff in between that I want to share with you. So if you want to get into this world, into the wild, wild world of Kelly, and really work on building the business behind your expertise and leveraging that expertise to not just be talent on somebody's stage and always just, be like a worker bee thinking about, oh, I have to be on the next stage, I have to be at the next contract, but how do you actually build a business infrastructure that you can profit from behind your expertise? Then you need to stick and stay. And I'm going to show you something where you can find all of the information. So let's see. Let me see if this is going to come up. Did I just freeze? I think I just froze. Hold on. Stop sharing. I might have frozen. Did I freeze? I might have frozen. Hold on. I think I froze. Hold on. My computer has so much stuff on it. Let me see if I can do it again. Let me see if it'll work. Let me see if I can get it to work. Let's see. Without me freezing. Okay, I think we got it. All right. So if you go to speakermoguls.com, you will see this page and you'll see again, the rooms we build determine the wealth we circulate. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you're going to choose your room because like I said, not everybody, let me see if I can do this bigger. Nah, it's still, not everybody is in the same space, right? And so I wanted to make sure that I created spaces for different people so that you can choose where you are, where you see yourself going, and you can enter. So when you come here, you're going to see every door is the right door for the right moment. So you decide what is the right door for you at this moment. The first door, this is the core offer that I'm going to be working on, which is Octagon House. And Octagon House is a private economic network for Black women experts. It is not a mastermind. It is not a coaching program. It is an actual network where we're going to come together to circulate, command, and compound value based on our expertise and expertise-based businesses. It is focused on Black women experts. We will, in a little bit, expand to have what we call Octagon House guests, which are strategic partners on the who aren't actually stakeholders inside of Octagon House. But if you're a Black woman, expert, see, Stacey said, don't miss the six again. If you're a Black woman expert and you're really serious about building the business behind your expertise, then you need to be in here. So when you get on here, when you get on this page, all you got to do is click and the door will open. Whichever door you click on will open and it will tell you what it is. It is a curated room. So Octagon House is by invitation only. And we are looking right now for our first, our founding stakeholders. So we're looking for 22 founding stakeholders. You would apply. So once you go here, it says request an invitation. Once you click here to request an invitation, it will take you to the Octagon House page. You can learn more about our pillars, about our octagon of integrity, and you can apply. Once you apply, we will review your application. If we think that you might be a good fit, then we'll have an interview, and then we'll be sending out acceptance letters, or letting you know what are next steps. So that's one door that you can enter, is Octagon House. So if you're like, listen, I am ready to go. I even if you don't have all of your positioning and your packaging and your pricing together, don't worry about that, because our mogul operating system will be inside of Octagon House. So you'll come in there and do that. But if you know that like you're ready to go, like you are ready to elevate, this is your time, this is the right moment for that, then you want to check out Octagon House. If you're not sure just yet, then you can enter the Positioned for Profit door. That Position for Profit is a 2-day virtual intensive, which is happening May 2nd and 3rd. So Saturday and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. In that virtual intensive, we are going to work on your positioning. We are going to work on your content, making sure that you have your content themes, your content pillars, and we're also going to work on your pricing. The problem that most Black women experts have, that I find, is that you're woefully underpricing, woefully undervaluing yourself. And this is why you're in this like cycle of despair, right? And not being able to generate revenue. You're charging $500 for things you should be charging $5,000. You're charging $1,500 for things you should be charging $15,000 and $20,000 for. Right. And so if you're like, I'm not sure about Octagon House yet, because for founding members, the investment is $7,500 annually, come into Position for Profit. The investment is $347. It's 2 days, 6 hours with me. We're going to implement. So we will be doing the work right there on the spot. And yes, they will work because you'll be at home with your own Wi-Fi. And so if you know anybody, or if you are that somebody and you need to be in that room, then I want you to click Secure Your Seat. It will take you to the Position for Profit page, where you will learn more and you can grab your seat. Now, those are the things that are happening right now. Those are the things that you need to get on right now. Octagon House, go request your invitation, or Position for Profit, go secure your seat. Those things are happening right this minute. What's happening in the future is Iconic Talks. So we're exploring doing Iconic Talks again this year, later in the year, probably October and November timeframe here in Orlando. This Iconic Talks is open to anybody, male, female, doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter ethnicity, nothing. It is open to anyone who is a subject matter expert and wants to be on a big stage. So Iconic Talks is our showcase for subject matter experts. And we are looking at Q4 in Orlando. You would do a 10-minute talk. Think TEDx, right? I'm an award-winning TEDx speaker. Think of it like that, but focused on experts, right? So not just any and everybody who's going to be on the stage or who wants to be on the stage. It's for experts. If you're interested in that, go to this speakermoguls.com page, either type it in your search bar or scan the QR code, and then go express your interest. Tell me if you're interested in being a speaker, a sponsor, you're just interested in attending, you're interested in being a volunteer. Go there, because we're trying to gauge the interest so that we can open up for applications. So if it's you or somebody you know, you will not pay as a speaker to be on that stage. So so we're looking at all of the options around that, but you would just need to apply to be on the stage, and then we'll go through the applications. So that's an opportunity. And then the 6 will be back. The 6 will be back next year. We're looking at June of 2027. So if you want to be on the list, you want to know when tickets are gonna, like when we start selling tickets, when things open up, you want the behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to want to join the wait list. The 6 will be in Orlando. So Iconic Talks will be in Orlando. The 6 will be in Orlando. Octagon House is virtual. Position for Profit is virtual. But if you want to be in the room, don't miss it. Don't go miss it like you did this time. I'm telling you. Then go get on the wait list so that we can let you know when everything starts gearing up for that, when we know the exact dates, when we know the exact location, but it will be in Orlando. And we are looking at June of 2027. So I did this page because I wanted it to be easy for you to go and find out how you can work with me. I know lots of people watch me and have been watching me, and maybe this is the time, right? Maybe it hasn't been the time before for you to lean in and figure out how to get into my world and to start working with me in some capacity. So here are the options that you have. You have Octagon House, which is gonna this is going to be such a game changer, y'all. Like I'm so excited for the women who've already applied. I've already done some of the interviews, and it has been amazing. Um, it's going to be a total game changer. Position for profit, again, just you want to step your toe in and be like, okay, who is this chick? And, or, I need to figure out what I'm doing and figure out how to make some money first so that I can get into Octagon House. If you want to be on a stage, if you've been looking for those big stage pictures, if you've been looking for that video, Iconic Talks is it. And so just go on there and express your interest, because we're really trying to gauge whether we'll do it this year. It is our goal to do it in the fall of this year. So let me know about that. And then next year, let's make sure that we're in the room for the 6 next year. I don't know what I'm going to conjure up for the 6 next year. And when you get on this page, you see this little icon right here. Just in case, if you have any questions, you can click on here and you can ask questions. You can chat via live chat or by email. This is set up as my AI assistant, and she's trained on all of these things. She's trained to answer questions about all of these: Octagon House, Position for Profit, Iconic Talks, and Speaking Industry Expo. So you can ask her questions. So if you have any questions, go on there. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to not do anything, right? We got to stop just playing around. We got to stop saying, "Oh, I'm going to do." You gotta get in. You've got to get in. So I'm gonna stop sharing here. I want to show some of Stacey said, I got my pictures from the Iconic Talk stage and they are amazing. Yes, she's amazing. Everybody was amazing. And let me see if I can let's see if my computer doesn't be like, girl, you are tripping with all of this. Let me see if I can show you some of the pictures. I'm gonna do a fast scroll through them, but I'm gonna show you some of the pictures from the event, because we really did have such a good time. And again, thank you to Workplay Branding for capturing these amazing photos. Yeah, I might be overloading my computer. I might be overloading it. Let me see. I might be overloading my computer. So let's see. I did put some of the photos up on speakingindustryexpo.com. So let's see if I can share that screen and at least share some of those photos with you. This is what I get for just having too much stuff on my computer, y'all. I just really have too much stuff. So these are just some of the photos. I hope you can see. Let me make sure that you can see. Let's see if we can put it as the big screen. Okay. See, and what you can see is that it was really interactive. People came up on stage. So this is Deloria on the Iconic Talk stage doing her presentation. This was at the pink party. We were all having a good time. This is our sponsor, Verizon Business. This is Dr. Renee Baker signing one of her books. She was one of the Iconic Talk speakers. This is Dr. Precious Boyle, who, as you can see, everybody has their laptops. Everybody's working, and yeah, we were doing the work. Remember I was talking about the Collabosourcing event? So this is what this looked like. This was like the part that I just loved, because I got to watch everybody who was in the room like engage with each other. So they were in these little groups of 4, and they were all working together. This just shows you what the room looked like on day one. They got all their gifts and all their swag. This was part of our mogul day. See, everybody has their laptop. We weren't playing around. This was part of mogul day. This was part of the hot seats in mogul day. So that is Tiffany Alston, our chief librarian. And this is part of mogul day. Again, this is Nick at Night. This is Nick Knight, the VP of marketing for Collective. So he and I were having our fireside chat. My amazing rock star MC, Sharonda Brown, me, and just engaging with Keisha Hickson, who was also one of our speakers on the Iconic Talk stage. We were doing an exercise during Mogul Day. This is a client panel. So all of the women that you see on the stage, Sharonda Brown, Dr. Precious Boyle, Deloria Nelson Street, who is one of our speakers, Keisha Hickson, who is also one of our speakers. These are my former clients. And so we were talking about their wins and just their work and the work that we did together. This is Lyric Frazier. She is a co-founder of Workplay Branding and was one of our sponsors. Here's another photo. This is them doing the Collabosourcing event. So you see everybody is really engaged. They got their notebooks, they got their workbooks. So their workbooks, they had where they needed to write down what they were doing. Again, another photo of the Collabosourcing, another client panel photo, just a party photo. This is Adrian and Tiffany, Sharonda in the background, Danielle on the left. This is just an inside look at our agenda in our workbook. This is this is Precious Williams, killer pitch master, slaying the stage. And you see what she says, your speaker's pitch sucks, but she can help you fix it. And this is me with Cindy Jean, and just, I am a very hands-on person. So I was, all in the audience. But when I was saying the tech was glitching, yeah, this is part of it. And we ate good, y'all. Like, we ate good every day. We had a buffet every day for lunch, and then we had a big buffet dinner at the party. This is me and Michonne Winborn. Again, this is when tech glitched, and I said I pulled people on stage to go through the process with them. So that's what I was doing with Michonne. This is the room. Everyone was in the room together. Again, we're eating. You see some of the women having our food. This is me, with we don't do Dollar Tree positioning. So that look was perfect actually for that slide. This is just some of the stuff. So this is our workbook that I designed and created myself. They got stickers. These cookies were made by Keisha Hickson. Thank you, Keisha. And then we got, the moguls got baseball caps with commas and zeros, and everyone else got their water bottles with commas and zeros, because I'm always telling them that their pricing should have a comma and zeros. And so this was the workbook. So there was the moguls had a different version of the workbook because they had an additional day. So there was additional information in there. Here's Dr. Stacia. Why am I giving everybody a doctor name? But hey, y'all keep the names. This is Stacia Crawford. She's a 2-time Emmy Award-winning producer. And this was her on the Iconic Talk stage. This is Adrian Reynolds on the Iconic Talk stage. This is Dr. Deloria Nelson Street on this Iconic Talk stage. Keisha Hickson on the Iconic Talk stage. And this is everybody who was on the Iconic Talk stage. And if you see, yes, I did change my outfit. I did wear 7. I think it was 7. I think I changed 7 times. Hold on, let me come back to you. I think I changed. Yeah, Dr. Stacia. She says, I love the sound of that. Yes, I gave y'all a fashion show. I did 7 different outfits in the pink party. Yes, we danced all night, burned a lot of calories, and the client panel was incredibly inspiring. Collabosourcing, that was awesome. And yeah, she said, oh, here, the swag was so cool. Oh, you know what I got for the Iconic Talks speakers? I got them all shirts that have the Iconic Talks logo on the front. This was a surprise for them. It has the Iconic Talks logo on the front, and on the back, it had their business name and a QR code so that people can scan them while they're walking. But yeah, those are just all the things that I like to do. And I just wanted to share. I just wanted to come and just share because I am proud of me, right? You know how it's I want to thank me. I want to thank me. I want to thank me for leaning into the vision. I want to thank me for keeping like going, keeping going, or however you say it. It's not coming out right. But keeping it moving when things were rough and when I thought that things were not going the way that I wanted and that maybe it wouldn't come to pass, but it did. It was more than I expected. It was an amazing experience. I left not feeling stressed or tired or overwhelmed. I left feeling like really overjoyed and excited and ready for this next season, which is Octagon House. And so again, if you're like, oh, I want some of what all of that was going forward, then you have ways to do that. One is Octagon House. That's a whole year we're going to be together, really working, leveraging, like really elevating our businesses and making sure that we have sustainable, profitable businesses. um Yes, thank you. And if you're like, I'm not sure, yes, just yet, but I want to see what's going on, then Position for Profit, May 2nd through the 3rd. If you know somebody, if you are that somebody, get your ticket. Don't, it's $347. Believe me. If you've ever spent any time with me or know anybody who has, go ask them and they'll tell you whether or not you should go find that $347. I promise you, it will be worth more than that. Like it will change your whole life. If you want to be on the Iconic Talk stage in October, I think it's going to be October, but it'll be in Orlando, then go express your interest. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss the 6th next year, do it. You all go to one place. Like there's 4 things, but they're all in one place. You go choose the door you want to enter. And all you have to do is go to www.speakermoguls.com, and I'm dropping that in the speakermoguls with an s.com, and I've dropped the link in the comments and also the QR code that you see on the screen. Just scan that QR code, it will take you directly there, or you can go to speakermoguls.com. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do because I have to continue doing my interviews for Octagon House. We got to get that launched and out into the world. We have I have so many amazing things planned inside of there for the women who will be the stakeholders inside of Octagon House. And I'm prepping for Position for Profit, which will come up May 2nd through the 3rd, and just doing my own speaking and my own work. So yeah, yeah, as Stacia said, I did my big one, as the kids say. And this is only the beginning, and I can't wait. So I've been on here longer than I was going to, but I hope that this gave you some inspiration. I hope that the next time that you get a vision, that even when it gets hard, even when people say no, even when people ignore you, that you just do it anyway. Go execute. You will change lives. Look at these women. Go ahead. Look how excited. And this was the final day. This was like at the end of the final day, and everybody was there and still excited and still elated. And if you go on my page on LinkedIn, you'll see like all the posts that people have been writing. So it's not just me saying it, like people have been writing about their experience on there. So again, I can't wait to see y'all. Octagon House, Position for Profit, Iconic Talks, and the 6th. Which room? You could be in all of them. It's up to you. All right, y'all. Have an amazing day. I'm off to do the rest of the work because I got women's lives that I want to impact. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks everybody for joining. And if you're watching this on replay, drop your comments. If you have any questions, let me know. Go get your Position for Profit and apply, request an invitation to Octagon House. All right, y'all. Take care.